far from all the things I left behind. I hear the call of restless skies, the dreams I couldn't chase, the moments I can face.
Okay, first I want to just talk about what you're working on right now.
Great. Yeah, so right now I'm working on around 10 20 by 16 paintings, and there are a couple that are going to a show in New York, which I'm really excited about, and then a few others that are going to an open studio. And what was interesting about this series that I dove into is that typically I work relatively large or on a very small scale, like an 8 by 10 inch. I ended up just stretching a ton of canvases because it's like, when you're going into that new space or you have a deadline of some sort, you know that they're not all gonna work out. So, so I have some back there that I have buried, and these are the ones that have kind of rose to the top that I'm continuing to work on. The original idea of the water came from actually the little pond across the street. During the pandemic, I had a child, and so I would be upstairs nursing and looking down at that water, and it was like, every day, multiple times a day, and I started having these ideas of things sinking, floating, etc. So that, I think, is always in the back of my mind. An artist once said to me that we're always painting the landscape of our childhood, and that really hit me because it's such a formative time, like wherever you're growing up, whatever that space is, and you can't help but have that come out in your work. And so where I grew up, it was very wooded, but there was also a lake in our woods, and so I was like, oh my gosh, like I didn't plan on that, but I know it's coming from there. If you see that photo right up there in the corner of the butterfly on the leaf, that was actually one of the first photos I took when I moved back to Ohio around now 8 years ago, seven years ago. And I was at my mother's house where I grew up, and my children were with me, and we found this dead butterfly, and we had this little ceremony for it. But what I realized, and I actually did some drawings of it that were in a show. But what I realized is like that really encapsulates everything that I'm kind of working on in a way, with this shape that's in there, this object that's in it that has some significance. So I keep it up there as kind of a touchstone to go back to when I'm working on my paintings. When did I know I was an artist? I don't know, I think I still sometimes struggle with it, which is hilarious because my whole life is built around it, but I always was interested in drawing and painting and those types of things. Like I said, what's interesting is like how when I went to college, I was like, no, I'm not gonna study art. I think it was a couple of reasons. I heard this artist give a lecture one time. I wish I could remember his name, and I can't off the top of my head. But what he said is he was always drawing, he was interested in comic books. He goes off to college and he's like, I'm gonna become a filmmaker. And his brain didn't work as a filmmaker, but because it was hard, he thought it was legitimate. And sometimes I think when we're younger, if something is hard, we think that has more value than something that comes naturally to us. At least I think I was that way as well. So I tried to push against it. I tried to do these other things. If it wasn't hard, I wasn't learning. And then I finally had to be like, you know what? I love painting and I love making. I think when I was in graduate school and right after that, I forced myself to call myself an artist because I think there's imposter syndrome that can come along with that. And so I just decided to own it. I thought, there's so many things that people have to struggle against. And as like a woman in the arts, you know, I think there at that time was people who wanted to kind of take that away from you or would challenge it. And so I thought, no, I'm just gonna start calling myself that. I'm just gonna say, you know, I'm a painter. Like, this is what I do. And I think by forcing myself to do that, then eventually my psychology of it caught up to it. I hope people find their own things. You know, like I was talking earlier, that within the puddles, you know, there's a lot of layers and transparencies. And for me, they represent these ideas of the things that we inherit in our lives or the things that we can't control that happen in our lives. And everybody has their own thing, you know? And so I hope it reminds them of their own life, and they can take from there as they look.
Fields of endless green.